Ready to clap. 3, 2, 1.
2, 1.
Hi, everybody, welcome back. Bob Dylan, 80th birthday celebration. We're covering the going electric controversy from our perspective as youngins who didn't live through it.
Yeah.
The focus here is one weekend. Newport, the Newport Festival, 1965, him going electric there. But I just showed in the previous episode how bad it affected Bob. Him and I have seen several bands that we like go through this and not have paid the personal price that Bob had to pay.
Yeah.
Because the tour experience was so impacted by it. People showed up to hate. In 65, when this first started to happen to him, he had the fight in him. The fight that gave so many other bands strength. Let's get into that because, I don't know, Mason, you relate to that feeling at all? Hell yeah, right?
Yeah. No, I listen to metal for different reasons.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. Here we are at the birth of it, 1965. Newport, the Folk Festival. Bob Dylan has played there several years in a row, and at this point in 65, he's become the Elvis of the folk movement. And the folk movement had never seen this kind of star power before.
Okay.
So this clip I'm going to show is going to show how popular he was, and then lead into how he spit in the face of all of it. I have included these images of him at the press conference for Bob Dylan.
You're right, this does look staged. Like
Jimmy Stewart Goes to Washington. That's what this looks like.
Yeah, it does, man.
Poet also happens to be a singer. I figure you all know, so everybody will try to ask questions about what. Well, I'm supposed to be talking to this microphone?
Yeah, dumbass.
Welcome to the first KQED Poets Conference. Press conference. Mr. Dylan is a poet. He will answer questions about everything from atomic science to riddles and rhymes. Go.
Oh my
Who's
God.
first? Come on.
After Bobby is over, there won't even be any closing remarks or anything. Just split as fast as you can. We're way over time. We're hanging up another workshop.
Do you think of yourself primarily as a singer or as a poet?
Oh, I think of myself more as a song and dance man, you know.
There's 25 of you here. We'll take 15 minutes to find those names.
Wait a second.
Come on now. Come on. Come on, kid.
Dylan, you seem very reluctant to talk about the fact that you're a popular entertainer, and you're a most popular entertainer.
Well, what do you want me to say?
Well, I don't understand why you.
Well, what do you want me to say?
To,
Do you want to say what do you want me to say about it?
Well, you seem almost embarrassed to admit that you're to talk about.
Well,
the
I'm not
fact that you're
embarrassed. I mean,
extremely
you know.
popular.
What do you want exactly me to say? You want me to jump up and say hallelujah and crash the cameras and do something weird? Tell me.
No thoughts on why you're popular. That's what interests me.
I just haven't really struggled for that. It happened, you know. It happened like anything else happens. Just a happening. You don't figure out happenings. You dig happenings. So
I feel like I'm right in line with him with the it happened. I made some music and it happened. And there's no great explanation for it or reason behind it. It just does. It just is.
It's a happening.
Yeah.
I think happenings. Isn't that such a stark contrast from what we saw the first episode we did of this? His fans just hating on him. I just want to point out that up to this point, he was revered, gotten into the academic press enough that they have to do this press conference, this bullshit press conference with these stuffed shirt idiots who don't know shit about rock and roll, but want to talk to him like he's Robert Frost as a as a poet. Bob is a poet, in my opinion, one of the best lyricists poets we've ever had. But he didn't go to Harvard. He didn't go to college at all. He doesn't live in that world, and they never connected.
You could almost feel it coming from the way he was introduced by the guy. Like, oh, he'll talk to you about anything from atomic science to,
riddles and rhymes.
Yeah, like, what?
And then Bob sits down, the first words out of his mouth is like, oh my God.
Were you surprised the first time the booze came?
Yeah, that was at Newport. Well, I did this very crazy thing. So, I didn't really know what was going to happen. But they certainly booed, I'll tell you that. You could hear it all over.
And I want to tell everyone that Bob didn't plan this. Yes, he recorded Electric that year, but he showed up at the Newport Festival not planning to play with a band. It just so happens that when he showed up at Newport, the Paul Butterfield Blues Band was also in town, which had two of the players that played on Like a Rolling Stone. They got together the day before the show. One practice for this song we're about to sing. From idea to execution in less than 48 hours.
1, 2. It is essential that you get your levels for your instruments and for your amplifiers and get them into your heads.
Can I satisfy myself?
Got it? Last one's here.
We'll get to that later.
You know, who needs him anymore? He's accepted. He's part of your establishment, and forget him.
Bring that tape up here.
Let's get that tape.
With this song is awesome. This is badass, man. When he pauses from singing and then the guitar kicks in with like the little mini solo riff or whatever, I'm like, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna work for Maggie's brother no more.
I can get if you show up to a folk festival, you're expecting the acoustic guitars and stuff like that, like kind of being shocked by this. But I don't know, man. Maybe I'm an idiot, but I'm like, isn't this what folk music sounds like? Like,
oh yes, dude, I love that statement. I love that statement because what you're doing is you're tying blues rock to the folk ethos, which Bob saw it. The fucking folk purist didn't see it, and I have to say a lot of that had to do with a racial divide because blues, rock and roll, that comes from black music.
Yeah,
folk did not, and this is the change of white artists championing black music. I might cut this because it's very controversial for me to say that, but I'm gonna say that to you. That's part of I think what's going on here.
I'll tell you what,
it works.
The betrayal is starting to make a lot more sense now.
Okay, all right. So maybe I keep that comment.
Man, I'll tell you what. Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
the dynamic makes a lot more sense now because
yes,
because he's breaking the natural order of things, right? And
there's a clip I cut from the first episode. Right after the press conference, don't you think your old records are better than your first records, or better than your current records? Bob's follow-up question to that journalist was, "Are you an American?"
Don't you think your first records were much better than the ones you do now?
Who said that?
This one here, still here.
You? Ask him if he's American.
Huh?
Are you American?
I'm French.
Well, that's why you probably think the first records are better.
Dig into the subtext of that. What's American music? Black music. What is American music distinct from what Europe was offering at that time? It's what black music gave to America. For that tour, he played with an American flag, a freaking giant American flag behind him.
It's got such a good flow to it, right? You know, and if I had to guess, you know, I mean, it's about not being under somebody's thumb anymore, right? Like, I'm not going to work for Maggie's ma no more. Like, he's kind of going through the family, right?
Not going to work on Maggie's farm anymore. Dude, that's mass audience greatness. It's a great rock hook. And then he puts in fire verses, subversive verses underneath it. Go to the mom verse.
Okay.
She talks to all the servants about man and God and law. Everybody says she's the brains behind Pa. She's 72, but she says she's 24.
She's 24.
That's fired.
Well, she talks to all the servants about man and God and law. Everybody says he's the brains behind Pa. She's 72, but she says she's 24.
Bobby was. Yes, he will do another tune, I'm sure. If you call him back.
I mean, they must be pretty rich to be able to go someplace and boo.
Bobby, can you do another song, please?
I want to end on that. That's your quote, man. That
Yeah.
they must be pretty rich to go someplace and boo.
I don't know, man. If I went to a concert, had never heard that song before, and somebody busted that out, I think my mind would be blown, and I'd be like, "That was fucking awesome!"
Dude.
Almost like his lyrics are saying, where he's like, "I'm doing my best to be me, but everyone wants me to be like that." I don't know what you're booing at with that song, man. That's all I got. Like,
And then the poor promoter guy comes
Yeah.
out. Don't kill me. All right, let's stop it there. We got the follow-up performances to that
Okay.
coming up. And they are just as engaging, just as important, in my opinion. That performance of that song, I can't say there's many songs that are better than that. I'm glad you liked it, though. Glad you liked it.
Yeah.
All right. See you all later. I'm Justin S. James. Bob Dylan Deep Dives. See ya.